Good evening. You're here, and that means you're ready to take a journey through time. A journey that isn't about politics or battles, but about the quiet, often forgotten moments in history that shaped lives. This evening, we travel back to a time during the American Civil War, a time of both great struggle and extraordinary resilience. Now, I want you to get comfortable. Close your eyes if you wish, or simply relax as you listen. Let the weight of your day lift off your shoulders and let the warmth of your space wrap around you. Allow the quiet rhythm of this story to guide you into a peaceful slumber where the darkness of the night mirrors the calm of a tale long told but often overlooked. This is not a story of conflict or anger, but a story of survival of hope, flickering like a candle in a storm, and of small, precious moments of freedom during a long, brutal winter. The American Civil War, which raged between 1861 and 1865, was a war of great consequence, a war that altered the course of a nation. In the North, the Union fought to preserve the United States, while in the South, the Confederacy fought to uphold its own way of life, one built largely on the backs of enslaved Africans. It was a time of deep division, and yet among the chaos of battlefields and the cries of soldiers, there were those who experienced a different kind of war. One fought in the quiet of the night through frozen landscapes, and in the hopes of finding something that had been denied them their entire lives' freedom. You are not the soldier on the front lines. You are not the general commanding troops. You are the one walking alone in the deep cold of winter, your breath visible in the air, each step taking you farther from a life of servitude toward a life of self-determination. You are an enslaved African, one of many, who dreamed of freedom. The kind of freedom that only a long journey northward could offer. The night is dark and cold. The wind whispers across the barren landscape, carrying with it the bitter chill of the season. But inside you, there's something more, a warmth, a glimmer of hope that keeps your feet moving forward. It is that quiet strength, the kind of strength that does not shout, but persists, that has carried you this far. The journey you're on is not an easy one. It is a journey filled with peril, but also with moments of quiet beauty. You pass through forests thick with snow, cross fields where the earth is hard and frozen beneath your feet. Your destination, though unclear and distant, is still alive in your heart. A dream of freedom in a place where there are no chains to bind you. The year is 1863, and you are living in a time of extraordinary hardship. The Civil War is in full swing, and its effects are felt not only by the soldiers on the front lines, but by the men and women who, though not bearing arms, are fighting for their very lives. You, like many others, were born into slavery. You have worked the land, toiled in the fields, and lived under the shadow of oppression for as long as you can remember. But now, something has changed. The war is spreading across the land like wildfire, and with it comes the possibility, the hope of freedom. The Union Army fighting to end slavery has been slowly advancing southward. The presence of Northern soldiers is becoming stronger, and with it the chance to escape has grown greater. But freedom does not come easily. It requires courage, and it requires a willingness to step into the unknown. Tonight, you are stepping out into the cold, the vast unknown, with nothing but your courage and the faint whisper of hope to guide you. The journey is long and the winter is bitter, but you know that freedom lies ahead. You know that each step, though heavy with fatigue, brings you closer to a life where you can breathe without fear. The wind picks up, and you pull your coat tighter around you, the fabric worn thin from years of use. The cold cuts through the layers, but you keep moving. Every few steps, you glance around listening for any sounds of pursuit. The journey ahead of you is dangerous, and though you are not alone, many others have made the same decision to escape the chains of slavery. You do not know who may be out there in the dark, watching, waiting. You've heard whispers of the Underground Railroad, a network of safe houses and secret routes that could lead you to freedom. But the paths are treacherous, the risks high. There are dangers not only from those who would return you to your captors, but also from nature itself. The harsh winter has made the roads impassable, and the cold is unrelenting. But still, you press forward, one foot in front of the other. And yet, amidst this peril, there are moments of peace. The sound of snow crunching beneath your feet, the stillness of the night air, the fleeting warmth from the small fire you built sharing with others on this journey. These are the moments you hold on to, the reminders that even in the darkest of times, there can be light. You are reminded of the reasons you are doing this: to live without fear, to live as a free person, to find your place in the world, a place where you are not defined by the color of your skin, but by your own will and determination. As you move further into the wilderness, you feel the weight of the cold air pressing against you. But with every step, there is a sense of freedom growing inside you. You may not yet know what the future holds, but you know that it will be a future of your own making, free from the chains that once bound you. The world around you is vast and empty, the land stretching out like a never-ending sea of white. But somewhere out there, in the distance, is the promise of something greater, something you've dreamed of for so long. And though the cold nips at your heels and the wind howls in your ears, you are filled with a sense of quiet resolve. Tonight, you are not alone. And though your journey is fraught with uncertainty, it is also one of courage, of hope, and of the unyielding belief that freedom is worth every sacrifice. You step onto the snow-covered path, feeling the crunch beneath your feet as each step sinks into the frozen earth. The wind howls across the open landscape, a cruel, biting reminder of the winter's unforgiving grip. Your coat, threadbare and worn from countless seasons, offers little protection against the cold. You pull it tighter around you, but the chill seeps through, biting at your skin. You can almost hear the wind whispering, but you don't let it slow you down. You keep walking. The snow around you is vast and endless, stretching out like a white sea. The trees stand bare, their branches skeletal against the gray sky, casting long shadows on the ground. The world feels still, and yet you know it is alive with the dangers of the night, dangers of both man and nature. Every step is a reminder of the journey ahead of the miles yet to be crossed. But you do not falter. You feel the cold, but you also feel something else, something warmer. A quiet fire burns inside you, a small flicker of hope that pushes you forward. Freedom. You whisper the word to yourself, like a prayer, like a promise. Ahead lies the unknown, but with every step, it feels just a little closer. You press on your breath, forming small clouds in the frigid air, each exhale a visible testament to the struggle you're enduring. The cold seeps deep into your bones, but you push it aside, focusing only on the sound of your footsteps crunching in the snow. The darkness around you feels endless, but within a light burns a light that refuses to be extinguished. The landscape ahead seems to stretch on forever, the snow and the sky blending together in a seamless, monochrome expanse. But somewhere beyond the horizon, you know there's a place waiting for you, a place where the chains of the past no longer bind you, where the weight of your past life can be shed like a second skin. Your feet may ache and your body may tremble with the cold, but the thought of that place keeps you moving step by step. Every so often, you glance behind you, seeing the fading prints in the snow where you've been. They are the only trace of your existence in this vast wilderness, but they are enough. They are proof that you are here, that you are surviving, that you have not turned back. You could, of course. You could choose to stop to curl up in the snow and let the cold take you, but that isn't an option. Not anymore. You think of the others who are out there with you, who share the same journey. Their faces blur in your mind, but you remember the quiet strength in their eyes, the same determination that burns in you. You are not alone in this. You are part of something much larger than yourself, a quiet rebellion against the life that was forced upon you. Every step you take, every breath you draw, is a small act of defiance against the forces that sought to break you. The wind picks up again, the howl of it more insistent this time, but you press on your coat, flapping against your body like a flag of resistance. You pull the collar higher, covering your face from the biting cold. The night is long and the way is uncertain, but you don't stop. Not now. Not ever. In the distance, a shape appears. It's faint, at first a shadow against the backdrop of the night, but as you approach it, becomes clearer. A tree, not just any tree. This one stands alone, its silhouette stark against the dark sky. You pause for a moment, taking in the sight. The tree seems like a sentinel in the wilderness, standing tall and unyielding despite the cold and the storms it's weathered. You approach the tree slowly, as if it might hold some kind of answer, some sign that you're on the right path. You run your hand over its bark, rough and textured beneath your fingers. The tree has endured the harsh seasons just as you have. It has stood through the snow and the wind, the ice and the cold. And like it, you too will stand. You too will endure. You close your eyes for a moment, listening to the quiet of the night, the sound of the wind rustling through the branches of the tree, and the distant call of a bird somewhere far off in the night. For a brief moment, there is peace. And in that peace, you find the strength to keep going. You take a deep breath and turn your eyes to the north. The path is still long, but you can almost feel it now, the pull of the freedom that lies ahead. It's not just a dream anymore. It's a reality that you're slowly bringing closer with each step you take. And so you continue walking beneath the cold stars with the vast, empty landscape stretching out before you. The journey is far from over, but for the first time tonight, you feel a sense of calm, a quiet certainty that no matter how harsh the winter may be, the spring will come. Freedom will come. And with every step, you are one step closer. The wind whips around you, sending small flecks of snow into your eyes. You blink, but the sting doesn't stop. You wipe your face with the back of your gloved hand, but it's no use. The wind, like a living thing, seems determined to keep you from your goal. You shiver not just from the cold, but from the weight of the journey, long lonely and filled with uncertainty. The path ahead is long, and it's not just the cold that makes it hard. You're carrying with you the memory of what you've left behind, the place of your birth, the place where your body was once bound by chains. But now, each step is a break from that life, a defiance of the past. You're walking away from what you were forced to be, and each footfall in the snow is a step toward becoming who you are meant to be. Though the cold numbs your body, it cannot numb your mind. The thought of freedom keeps you warm, wrapped in a blanket of possibilities. You think of the days ahead, days that hold the promise of peace, of life without fear. But for now, all you have is the journey and the quiet belief that every step, no matter how painful, is a step toward a better future. The wind howls louder now, a relentless roar that seems to reach into your very soul, pulling at the fabric of your resolve. Snow stings your face like tiny daggers, and your eyes, though squinting, cannot escape the bite of the cold. The world around you blurs as the wind swirls it into a haze, but you keep your head down, pressing on step after step. Each movement feels heavier, the cold growing sharper, like it's trying to freeze your thoughts, your heart, your very will to go on. Yet you persist. You must. The path ahead may be uncertain, but the weight of the past is something you will never carry again. Each breath you take, though shallow from the cold, is a breath of freedom. Even in the harshest of winters, there's a truth that burns inside of you. You are not who you once were. You are not bound by the chains of yesterday. With every step, you are leaving behind the remnants of that life, shedding it like an old skin that no longer fits. Your legs are tired. Your body aches from the constant strain of walking. But the thought of freedom propels you forward. It's not a loud, overwhelming voice, but a quiet whisper, a feeling deep in your chest that you cannot ignore. It is the dream of a life without fear, a life where you are the master of your own fate. This is not just about surviving the cold, it's about surviving, period. It's about finding a future where the warmth of freedom doesn't just exist in your mind, it exists around you, in the world you're creating with each step. As the wind picks up again, you pull your cloak tighter around you, but it's a fleeting comfort. The cold has a way of creeping into your bones, seeping into the spaces where no fabric can reach. But your heart remains warm with determination. The cold can never freeze your spirit. You think of the journey ahead. You don't know how long it will be, or how many more nights you'll have to endure the wind, the snow, the uncertainty. But there's a knowing inside you, a knowing that you are walking towards something greater. Each step, each painful, shivering step, is one more away from the past and one closer to the freedom you dream of. The path may be long and the road may seem endless, but the more you walk, the more you realize the journey is as much about the person you're becoming as the place you're heading. Every cold gust, every sore muscle is shaping you into someone who has tasted the bitter wind of hardship and learned to endure. You are not just walking through the cold, you are walking into your new life. The wind is fierce, but your resolve is fiercer. With each footstep, the darkness around you seems a little less daunting. You know the cold is temporary, just as the journey is. The thought of freedom, like a distant beacon, keeps you moving forward. You keep walking knowing that no matter how tough the path, you will reach that place, a place where the chill will no longer bite, where your soul will be free, and where you will stand tall, unchained, and whole. And so you press on. With every step, the journey gets a little easier, the promise of peace a little closer. The road ahead may be long, but the fire inside you burns brighter than any storm. And with that, you walk toward the future one step at a time. As you move further along the path, you glance down at the snow beneath you. Your footprints are the only sign of life in this vast white wilderness. The snow is untouched, pristine, except for the marks you've left behind. They are small, but they matter. Each print is a testament to your perseverance, to your resolve to keep moving forward no matter the odds. Your footsteps are the only thing that connects you to the world around you. They mark the distance traveled, the hours spent walking through the biting cold, but they also mark something deeper. A journey, not just of physical distance, but of the heart. Each step is part of the quest for freedom, a quest that is as much about the soul as it is about the body. You look back briefly, noticing how the path behind you fades into the white expanse. It's as if the world itself is trying to erase your past. But you know better. The footprints are still there, imprinted in the snow, reminding you that you've come this far. You've survived this long. And no matter how cold the night, you will not stop now. The cold air bites at your face, but you hold your ground. The landscape stretches out before you, an endless sea of snow that seems to swallow everything, your footprints, the path, the horizon. Yet in this vast emptiness, you find a strange kind of peace. The world feels distant, almost surreal, and yet the sound of your footsteps, crunching in the snow, is a constant reminder that you are moving, that you are alive. The snow beneath you shifts with each step, soft and yielding underfoot, but still your resolve is unshaken. With every imprint you leave, you are carving your own story, a history that belongs to you alone. It's not just the snow that marks this path. It's your strength. It's the silent promise you made to yourself the moment you began this journey. I will not turn back. For a moment, you stop and let the stillness of the world surround you. The wind howls in the distance, but here where you stand, there is only the whisper of your breath, visible in the air, before it fades into the night. The vastness of it all could be overwhelming. So many miles to go, so much uncertainty ahead. But in this quiet, you realize that you have already achieved something remarkable. You've made it this far. You've survived the cold, the darkness, the weight of your past, and you will continue to. You take a deep breath, pulling the thin, cold air into your lungs. It stings, but it reminds you that you are here and you are still moving forward. You can feel the ache in your legs, the tightness in your chest, but it doesn't matter. The pain, the exhaustion, it all fades in comparison to the fire that burns inside you. It's a quiet fire, but it is steady. It's the fire of hope, of freedom, of the promise that better days are ahead. You glance down once more at your footprints. They are still there, carved into the snow, a record of your journey. The path behind you may fade into the whiteness of the wilderness, but you know the prints will remain marked in the snow, just as your courage and determination have been marked in your heart. As you continue on, the night deepens around you, and the cold seeps deeper into your bones. The horizon is still far, and the road remains uncertain. But now there is something more within you, a certainty, a belief that no matter how harsh the path ahead, you will make it. Your footsteps are not just traces in the snow, they are proof of your survival, proof of your resilience, proof that you will not be erased. Each step, no matter how small, brings you closer. Each step is a declaration of your strength. And though the snow may try to cover your path, to bury the journey you've already made, the truth remains: you have come this far. You will keep walking. And one day, when you look back, the path behind you will not be a blur. It will be a story. Your story. A story of courage, of hope, and of freedom, found in the footsteps you leave behind. So you take another step forward, your heart light despite the weight of the journey. The night is cold. The path is long, but you are unbroken. And with each footfall, you knowing that the freedom you seek is no longer a distant dream. It's a reality within your reach. As you walk, the wind begins to settle, and the night grows quieter. For a moment, there is peace. The only sound is the soft crunch of snow beneath your feet. You take a deep breath, inhaling the crisp, cold air. The silence feels almost sacred, a respite from the chaos that brought you here. And then, like a whisper on the wind, you remember why you're doing this. Freedom. The word echoes in your mind, filling you with strength. It's a dream, yes, but it's also real. It's the reason you left behind everything you knew. It's the reason you're here, walking through the cold and the dark. The night is long, but with every step you know you're getting closer. You don't know exactly where you're headed or how long it will take, but you know that this is the right path. Freedom is just ahead, just beyond the horizon, waiting for you. You keep walking, knowing that despite the cold, despite the loneliness, the journey is worth it. The night seems to stretch on forever, the sky a deep, endless black, but the quiet around you is soothing. The wind has softened, leaving only the soft, rhythmic crunch of snow beneath your boots as you walk. The landscape around you is still untouched, as if the world itself has paused in reverence. For a moment, you stop, letting the silence settle over you like a blanket. The cold nips at your skin, but it feels distant now, muted by the peace that surrounds you. You take a deep breath, filling your lungs with the crisp, sharp air. The cold bites, but there is something refreshing about it, something that clears your mind and sharpens your senses. In this stillness, with the world quiet and your footsteps the only sound, you find a kind of clarity. It is as if the weight of everything you've left behind is momentarily lifted, and all that remains is the journey ahead. And then, like a whisper from the very earth beneath your feet, the word comes to you again: freedom. It settles in your chest, warming you from the inside out. You whisper it to yourself, a quiet mantra that gives you strength. Freedom. It is more than just a destination, more than just the promise of escape. It is the reason you are here, the reason you've endured so much already. It is what has kept your feet moving, even when every step seemed impossible, even when the cold threatened to break you. Freedom is not just the end of this journey, it is the beginning of everything. You remember the life you left behind, the place where your name was not your own, where your body was bound not just by chains, but by the very idea that you did not belong to yourself. You remember the weight of that life, the suffocating fear, the endless struggle. But now, as you walk through the quiet night, you feel something different. You feel the power that comes with knowing that you are walking toward something new, toward a life where your feet can stand firm on ground that you claim as your own. The path ahead is long, and still you cannot see the end. There are no maps, no signs pointing you in the right direction. Only the stars above, faintly glimmering through the dark clouds, and the promise of what lies beyond the horizon. You don't know exactly where you're headed, and you don't know how long it will take, but you know this path is the right one. You know that though the road is hard and uncertain, it is the only road worth walking. And so with each step you press on. The wind may howl again. The cold may return with a fierceness that stings your skin, but you will not stop. There are moments when the darkness feels overwhelming, when the weight of the journey makes your legs ache and your spirit falter, but you remember why you're here. You remember that freedom is not just a dream, but something within your reach. As you walk, the thought of freedom keeps you warm, not in the way that the sun warms the earth, but in the way that hope fills the heart. Each step is a step closer to that place where your body and soul will finally be free. You feel it in your bones, in the rhythm of your breathing, in the steady beat of your heart. Freedom is no longer a distant idea, a wish that floats beyond the edge of your grasp. It is real. It is just ahead. You know the journey is far from over, but with every step, you feel the weight of the world lifting from your shoulders. The night may still be long, and the road may still be hard, but there is something inside you now, something unshakable. It is the knowledge that no matter how long it takes, no matter how much you endure, you will get there. You will find your freedom, and so you keep walking the cold, no longer something to fear, but something to endure. The silence around you no longer feels empty, but full of possibility. Each step is a reminder that you are moving toward the life you were always meant to live. And with every breath you draw closer to that place of peace, that place where the chains that once bound you no longer matter. The night is still long, but with each step, freedom feels just a little closer. The darkness of the night is thick around you, the cold pressing in on all sides. You've walked for what feels like hours, your body aching and your breath coming in sharp, ragged gasps. The wind has settled a bit, but the quiet is almost unsettling. The kind of stillness that makes you feel as if the world has forgotten you. But then you hear it, a soft sound in the distance, the crunch of snow beneath other footsteps. At first, you're unsure, doubting what you've heard, but as you continue walking, you realize the sound is growing nearer. You glance to the side and see them, fellow travelers, slaves like you, walking quietly beside you. In the cold, their faces hidden beneath their hoods. They are silent for now, but their presence is enough. The path is no longer as lonely as it once seemed. You are not alone on this journey. Your companions are a silent, steady presence, their bodies moving in sync with yours. They walk just as you do, shoulders hunched against the cold, heads down, and eyes forward. But there's a sense of solidarity between you. Though no words are exchanged at first, you can feel the shared understanding. You're all here for the same reason, and each of you is pushing forward despite the odds. As you continue walking, you become more aware of their presence, their quiet strength, echoing in the steady rhythm of their steps. The path feels less daunting now, knowing that others share it with you, even if they remain silent. The weight of your own solitude, which had felt suffocating before, is now lightened by the unspoken bond you share with these fellow travelers. The cold presses in the night, stretches endlessly, but the silence between you is no longer uncomfortable. It's the kind of quiet that speaks volumes, a shared understanding, a mutual resolve. The journey ahead is still unknown, but the fact that you are no longer alone brings a strange comfort. The crunch of snow beneath the combined weight of your footsteps becomes a comforting sound, a rhythm that carries you all forward. For a while, none of you speak. The cold air makes every breath feel like an effort, and the night feels as if it's holding its breath too. But even without words, you sense the camaraderie building. The only sounds are the footsteps in the snow, the faint rustle of cloth as your companions shift beneath their layers, and the distant howling of the wind. Yet, there's a sense of unity that runs deeper than any sound, and unspoken promise to keep moving, no matter the hardship. One of your companions, a man whose hands are rough and cracked from the cold, turns his head slightly towards you. He doesn't say anything, but there's a brief, knowing look in his eyes. You return his gaze, a silent acknowledgement passing between you both. It's not much, but in this moment, It's everything. Soon another companion, a woman whose face you can barely make out beneath the layers of fabric wrapped around her head, reaches into her pack and pulls out a small piece of bread. She doesn't offer it with a flourish or any words, but her hand extends toward you, silently asking if you'd like some. You accept gratefully, tearing off a small piece. The bread is stale cold, but it's food. The kindness in the gesture, though small, warms you more than the bread ever could. You offer the woman a quiet nod of thanks, but she only smiles faintly, her tired eyes glinting in the dim light. No need for words, you understand. The bread is shared, not because it's plentiful, but because you are all in this together. Each small offering, whether of bread water or even just a glance, strengthens the thread that binds you. The path continues on each step, heavy with the weight of the journey, but a little lighter now. The world feels a bit less cold, the darkness less oppressive. For the first time in a long while, you feel like you're not just surviving, but living. And perhaps for the first time, you feel like you're moving towards something, something more than just the endless stretch of snow and ice. You're moving toward freedom, and that thought fuels you. You're no longer walking alone. And even though the journey is still long, the companionship you found in this frozen wilderness has made all the difference. It's not just the physical steps that are important, it's the silent promise you and your companions have made to each other. Together, you will reach the other side. Together, you will find freedom. And so, you keep walking. As you walk alongside them, the quiet companionship feels comforting. One of your companions, a tall woman with weathered hands, silently passes you a small piece of bread. You take it gratefully, the crust cold but filling. The warmth of her hand on yours as she offers the bread is a gesture so simple yet so powerful. It's a reminder that despite the harshness of the world, there are still acts of kindness even in the darkest hours. Another man, his face partly obscured by the scarf wrapped around his head, offers you a small sip of water from a flask. You hesitate, but the thirst is unbearable. You accept it, the cold liquid running down your throat, a small comfort in the overwhelming cold. The journey is hard, but these small moments of humanity, these quiet gestures are what keep you going. They are a thread that connects you to the others on this path, a thread that is slowly weaving a bond stronger than the freezing wind that seeks to tear it apart. With each piece of bread, each sip of water, each word of encouragement shared in the dark, you feel the strength of camaraderie growing. The silence between you and your companions is not uncomfortable. It is filled with understanding with the shared weight of your journey. The cold may try to break you. The wind may howl and bite at your skin. But these small acts of kindness, these moments of care, are the threads that hold you together, that keep you moving forward. You walk on side by side with your companions. Their presence, a steady comfort, in the darkness. Every so often, someone will glance at you, their tired eyes speaking volumes without the need for words. A fleeting look that says, "We are in this together." You return their gaze, knowing that your shared suffering is not something to bear alone. The weight of the journey is lighter with each passing moment, not because the path has become easier, but because you are no longer walking it alone. The woman who gave you the bread takes the lead for a while, her strong, weathered hands gripping her cloak tightly against the wind. She doesn't look back, but you know she is aware of the rest of you, of the silent pact you share. She is as much a part of this journey as you are, and every step she takes, every step you take, strengthens the invisible bond between you all. The man who offered you water walks a little ahead now, his face obscured by the scarf, but his body language still speaks volumes. He's been here before. He knows how to endure. He knows the strength it takes to keep going when the cold and the darkness threaten to swallow you whole. He keeps his pace steady, and you follow suit, taking one step after another, driven not just by the goal ahead, but by the silent strength of those around you. As the hours stretch on and the night wears thin, you begin to notice more small gestures. Someone offering you an extra layer of cloth, another patting your back in quiet solidarity. These gestures are simple, but they are vital. Each one builds the trust between you all, a quiet language of support and hope in a world that has shown little of either. The cold may numb your body, but these small acts of humanity are warming your heart, reminding you that even in the harshest conditions, kindness still has a place. You feel the bond growing between you and your companions. It is stronger than the freezing wind that slices through the night air, stronger than the distance you've already traveled. These shared moments are what fuel you of the knowledge that you are not alone, that the people walking beside you understand, perhaps better than anyone else, the weight of what you carry. For the first time, in what feels like forever, you allow yourself to take comfort in this solidarity. The road ahead is long and uncertain, but as long as you walk together, you will not falter. You may not know where the journey will take you, or how much longer you must endure the cold, but the warmth of these quiet moments will carry you. You will keep walking, not just for yourself, but for the companions who walk with you, for the hope that each step brings you closer to freedom. The night continues, the cold never fully relenting, but with every piece of bread, every sip of water, every moment of shared silence, you feel the strength of the journey, and the camaraderie that sustains it grows stronger. Together, you walk on the darkness, no longer a threat, but a companion of its own, as you move ever closer to the freedom that awaits. The road ahead remains difficult, but with each passing hour, the weight of the journey feels a little lighter. There are no promises of an easy path, no guarantee that tomorrow will be better than today. But as you walk alongside your companions, you feel a sense of shared purpose. It's as if in walking together, you are all carrying a portion of each other's burden. The snow crunches underfoot and the air grows colder. But the bond between you and your fellow travelers begins to solidify. You no longer feel as if the world is against you alone. You are part of something larger, a collective effort, and that knowledge gives you strength. You glance over at the man walking beside you. His eyes are tired, his skin cracked from the cold, but there is a fire in his gaze, a silent resolve to reach the same place as you. And you know deep down that no matter how long it takes, no matter how much further the journey is, you will walk through it together. The cold continues to press in, and the path ahead remains uncertain. But with each step, you feel the weight of it all growing a little more bearable. There are no promises that the dawn will bring relief, no guarantee that the next step will be easier than the last. The journey is still long, and the obstacles are many. But as you walk side by side with your companions, you feel something shift. The shared purpose you now carry together makes the burden lighter. It's not just your own strength that drives you forward, but theirs too. Every step in sync, every shared glance, every quiet breath in the cold night deepens the bond between you. In the distance, the snow continues to stretch out endless and unbroken. But here, between you and your companions, the path feels more navigable. The world may be vast and filled with uncertainty, but at this moment, you know you are not walking it alone. Each footfall, though heavy with the weight of the journey, carries the strength of your united effort. You glance over at the man walking beside you again. His face is worn, his eyes tired, the harshness of the cold etched into every line of his skin. He looks like he's endured 1,000 winters. Yet there is something about him, something steady in the way he moves. His gaze is unwavering, his focus resolute. It's the same quiet determination you feel within yourself, the shared resolve that no matter how long this road stretches before you, no matter how many trials it may bring you, will not stop. You will not turn back. His presence, like the presence of everyone around you, gives you strength. The road may be difficult, but together you are stronger. The snow beneath your feet may be cold, but the warmth of shared purpose keeps the frost at bay. You walk, not just for yourself, but for each other. And that knowledge is a quiet, constant source of power. For a moment, the world seems to shrink around you. The snow, the cold, the darkness, they all fade into the background, and all that remains is this, the path you are on. The people walking beside you, and the promise that you will continue together no matter how far the road goes. You catch the man's eye, and for the briefest moment, A silent understanding passes between you both. He does not need to speak for you to know that you are walking this journey together, that his resolve mirrors yours, and that your burdens are shared. It is a bond that needs no words, a bond stronger than the cold wind and the dark night. The road ahead is still long, but you walk on side by side, stronger together with each step. There is no guarantee of what comes next, but in this moment, with your companions by your side, you know that you can face whatever the journey may bring. The cold is relentless, pressing in on all sides, but it is no longer as biting as it once was. Perhaps it's the shared warmth of your companions, or perhaps it's the strength that is quietly gathered within you. As you pass through barren fields and sparse forests, you realize that the land itself is empty, devoid of life, save for the footprints you and your fellow travelers have left behind. The snow that covers everything that tries to erase the past is also covering your history. It is hiding the painful memories of what you've left behind, allowing you to walk forward into a future yet to be written. The camaraderie among you and the others feels like a shield against the cold, a shield against the desolation of the world. With each step, you know that you are not just walking for yourself, you are walking for them. You are walking for each other. The journey is long, but together you find the strength to keep going. The night feels a little less cold, the silence a little less oppressive. You are no longer just a lone traveler in a vast empty world. You are part of a collective force, a group of souls bound by a shared hope for freedom. And as you walk, you know that together you will reach it. The cold continues to press against you, but now it feels more like a distant companion rather than a relentless enemy. It's still there, biting at your skin, but it no longer dominates your thoughts. Perhaps it's the warmth of your companions, their silent presence comforting you in ways words never could. Or perhaps it's the quiet strength that has slowly gathered within you, a strength born of necessity, but also of hope, the kind of hope that doesn't shout, but quietly burns in the heart. As you move through the barren fields and sparse forests, you take in the land around you. The world seems empty, devoid of life, save for the tracks left by you and your fellow travelers. The snow, thick and heavy, has covered everything. It hides the evidence of what came before the struggles, the pain and the heartache of the past. The land, much like the journey, is silent, waiting for a new story to unfold. And though it tries to erase the history beneath it, it can never truly hide what has come before. Instead, it offers a clean slate, a chance for something new. Each step you take is a step toward that new beginning. The footprints you leave behind in the snow are not just evidence of the ground you've covered. They are the marks of your perseverance, of your refusal to be erased. You walk through this desolation not alone, but with those who share your path, who, like you, are carving a future into the very landscape. The snow may try to cover your past, but it cannot bury your will to move forward. The camaraderie you share with your companions is like a shield against the cold. It wraps around you, offering protection from the harshness of the world. Each person in this small group is part of something much larger than themselves. You are bound together by something that is not just physical, but deeply emotional. The hope for a future that is free from the chains of your past. Together, you share the burden, and together, you find the strength to keep going. With every passing moment, the night seems a little less cold. The oppressive silence is still there, but it's no longer overwhelming. It feels different now, like the silence is something to be shared, something that unites you all. The cold air may still sting, but the bond between you and your companions makes it more bearable. You are no longer just one traveler moving through a vast empty world. You are part of something much bigger, a collective bound by the same hope, the same dream of freedom. And as you walk step by step, you feel a sense of certainty growing within you. The road is long and the night is dark, but you know this, you are not walking alone. You are walking with purpose, with a group of souls who are as determined as you to reach the freedom that lies ahead. Together, you will face whatever comes, and together you will reach that place where the cold no longer holds sway, where the silence is filled with the sound of lives being lived on your own terms. The future is unwritten, but with each step, you are writing it together. After what feels like endless days and nights walking through the biting cold, you begin to notice something, a faint glow in the distance. At first, you're not sure if your eyes are playing tricks on you, the exhaustion and hunger clouding your vision. But as you continue walking, the light grows clearer, brighter, a beacon in the dark, endless landscape. Your heart quickens your steps, becoming more deliberate as if your body instinctively knows what this light represents. It's not just a village, not just a place to rest. It's something much more significant than that. It's hope. It's a promise that everything you've endured, every painful step you've taken through the snow, was leading to this moment. You feel it in your bones, in the very air around you. The light represents freedom, a place where you will no longer be bound by the past, where the chains of oppression will no longer hold you. For a moment, the weight of the journey feels lighter. The endless hours of trudging through the snow, the hunger, the exhaustion, all of it seems to fade in the presence of that light. You quicken your pace, driven not just by your feet, but by something more powerful inside you. With each step, the glow grows brighter, casting a warm golden hue against the snow-covered landscape. The cold, which had seemed unrelenting just moments before, now feels distant, as though it no longer has any power over you. The world around you is still silent, but in this silence, the light ahead feels alive, pulsing with energy, as if it is calling to you, urging you forward. You begin to move faster, each step more purposeful than the last. The air is thick with anticipation, your heart pounding in your chest, each beat a reminder of how far you've come, how much you've endured. The pain in your legs fades, replaced by a sense of urgency, a driving force that propels you forward faster and faster. In the distance, you can now make out shapes, buildings. They appear jagged and distant, at first mere shadows against the brightening sky. But as you move closer, they become more distinct. The silhouettes of houses, a flickering light through a window, the faint sound of voices carried on the wind. You pause for a moment, overwhelmed by the sight. The world around you begins to feel real again, not just a barren expanse of white, but a place where life continues, where the promise of freedom isn't just a dream, but something tangible. It's not just the buildings that catch your attention, though. It's the people. You see figures moving within the warmth of the glow, walking towards you, emerging from the shadows. You're not sure how they found you, but you know they are here for the same reason you are to find freedom. Their footsteps echo in the distance, each of them carrying the same hope, the same burning desire to escape the past and start anew. You slow your pace now, the overwhelming sense of relief settling in. There's no need to rush anymore. You've made it. The weight of your journey has been shared by others who have walked the sepponth, who understand the trials and tribulations of life before this moment. And in that shared experience, you feel the last vestiges of fear and uncertainty slip away. You're not just stepping into a village, you're stepping into a new life. You can feel it in the air, in the warmth that now surrounds you. The snow beneath your feet doesn't feel so cold anymore. The bitter winds no longer sting. The chill has been replaced by the promise of peace, the promise of a life where you can breathe freely. The figures moving toward you are smiling now, their faces lit by the glow of the lamps that flicker in the windows. You can see their eyes bright with the same understanding you carry in your heart. They've made the same journey you have. They know what it means to endure, to fight to survive. And now, like you, they have found a place where they can finally rest. You feel their warmth, their kindness radiating toward you as they welcome you into this new world. The voices you hear now are not of sorrow or pain, but of joy and hope. They speak in low, comforting tones, offering you food, a place to rest. One woman, older than the others, approaches you and gently touches your arm. Her hand is warm, soft, And for the first time in what feels like forever, you allow yourself to feel safe. You've made it, she says, her voice soothing, filled with quiet joy. You're free now. You nod, too exhausted to speak, your throat dry, your body aching with the strain of the long journey. But her words settle deep within you, wrapping you in a sense of peace you've never known. The weight of your past begins to lift the chains that once bound you, slowly melting away, replaced by something far more powerful: freedom. You allow yourself a moment to breathe, to take it all in. The light is brighter now, and you realize that it's not just the lamps and the houses that have lit up the night. It's the people here, their resilience, their hope that has made this place shine. They too have walked through their own dark nights, their own winters, and yet they found each other. They found this place, this beacon of light that you now share. You sit down at a small table, accepting food and drink from the people around you. The warmth spreads through your body, easing the tension you didn't even realize you were holding. You feel a smile tugging at the corners of your lips, though you haven't smiled in what feels like forever. The first taste of hot food, the warmth in your bones, the understanding in the eyes of those around you. It all makes sense now. For the first time, you allow yourself to close your eyes and feel the weight of the journey leave your body. The struggle, the cold, the fear, all of it begins to fade away, replaced by the knowledge that this is the beginning of something new. The light you saw from afar was not just a physical place, it was a symbol of the strength it took to walk through the dark, to face the unknown, and to never give up. You are free now. It's real. The land, the warmth, the people. This is where you are meant to be. The darkness of the night, the bitter cold, the long hours of walking in silence, they all seem distant now. The journey is behind you, and ahead lies the future, uncharted and filled with possibility. You look around at the faces of the people who have welcomed you. Some of them smile, others nod in silent understanding. There is no need for words. They know. You know. This is where the journey ends and where a new one begins. And with that, you finally rest. The exhaustion of the road, the weight of the past falls away as you close your eyes. The journey was long, but it was worth it. You are free. You have found home. But even as you draw closer to the light, the reality of your condition sets in. Your body is weary, your legs stiff and sore from the endless march. The cold has gnawed at you for so long that your muscles feel like they belong to someone else. You want to run toward the light, to feel the warmth that surely awaits, but your feet feel like lead. You can feel the frost that has settled into your very bones, the weariness that has become a part of you. Every step feels like a struggle now. The weight of the journey, the long days without rest, is taking its toll. But despite the pain, Despite the exhaustion that screams at you to stop, you keep going. Each step, though heavy, is one step closer to that light. You remind yourself this is the final stretch. The end is near and you will make it. Your breath comes in short, ragged gasps, but it fuels you, reminding you that you are alive, that you are still moving forward. The light draws nearer the warmth in your chest, growing with each passing moment. The light grows brighter with every step you take, but it is still distant. The cold clings to your skin like a second layer, biting through your clothes, making your bones ache. Each step forward is a battle against your body, your fatigue, and the relentless winter that seeks to wear you down. You want to stop, to sit down and rest, but that feeling is drowned out by the one thing that's kept you going: the knowledge that the light is ahead, waiting for you. Your legs feel like they're made of stone, each movement slower and more painful than the last. The muscles in your thighs burn, and your feet are raw blisters from days of walking through snow and ice. Every step is a strain, but you force your body to move, driven by something deeper than the physical need to continue. You remind yourself that freedom lies ahead, that the life you've dreamed of, the peace you've yearned for, is within reach. You think of everything you've left behind: the chains, the cruel days of labor, the fear that once held you prisoner. It seems so distant now, like a nightmare you're waking from. You think of the people you've met along the way, the fellow travelers who shared their bread, their water, and their encouragement, and you draw strength from them. Each person has played a part in this journey, each step taken together, a quiet bond of survival. They've carried you even without knowing it, just as you've carried them. And still, the cold presses on. The air is thick with frost, each breath you take coming out in a cloud hanging in the frigid air for a moment before vanishing. It feels like the world is testing you, testing how much you can endure, how far you can go before you break. But you know you won't break. You can't. Not now. Not when you're so close. The light is getting stronger, clearer. It's no longer a faint glow in the distance, but something real tangible, something you can almost touch. The warmth it promises is so vivid in your mind that it almost feels like you can already feel it on your skin. The world around you begins to blur. You've been walking for so long, the exhaustion overwhelming. But you know that stopping now means everything you've endured will have been for nothing. The image of the light of freedom is a steady beacon that pulls you forward. It is a promise that no matter how dark the night, no matter how brutal the cold, there is something brighter waiting for you on the other side. With each breath, the pain in your body becomes a distant hum, something you're learning to ignore. You're not thinking about your blistered feet anymore, not thinking about how much longer it will take to get there. You're only thinking of the end, the destination, freedom. That's the only thing that matters now. That's the only thing that's real. You remind yourself that it's only a little further. You've been through so much already, so many days of walking, so many nights in the freezing cold, so many moments of doubt and fear. But you made it this far. Your body may be broken, but your spirit is unyielding. And with every step, your spirit grows stronger. You feel it inside you, a fire, a warmth that is not from the cold, but from the promise of what lies ahead. That warmth fills you now, pushing back the frost that has seeped into your very bones. Your breath comes in shorter bursts, but you don't let it slow you down. You keep moving even when every part of your body tells you to stop. The light grows brighter, now the shapes of buildings becoming clearer in the distance. You can almost smell the warmth of the fire, feel the heat on your skin, the comfort of knowing that the suffering is almost over. You're so close now that you can almost taste it. The journey that has seemed so long is finally coming to an end. And then, as if the world itself has been waiting for you to arrive, the first sign of warmth greets you. A soft, flickering glow appears in the distance, small at first, but undeniable. The flicker of flames, the light of a hearth, the light of home, the end of the journey, the promise kept. You walk toward it now, your legs feeling like lead, but still moving each step taken with purpose. The exhaustion, the cold, the aching muscles, it fades into the background as the warmth draws closer. You feel it in your chest, spreading outward, a comforting warmth that promises safety, a place to rest, a place to heal. You can almost feel the crackling fire, the heat against your skin. You're almost there. The path becomes less treacherous, the snow more manageable, as if the land itself knows you're near the end. The darkness begins to break, the shadows lifting, as the light of the village ahead grows ever brighter. There is something in the air now, an energy, a sense of relief that fills you with an overwhelming sense of peace. You are almost there. The light ahead is not just the end of your journey, it is the beginning of your new life. You know you can make it. You've come so far, fought so hard to survive, and now the life you've dreamed of is within reach. The world around you may still be cold and harsh, but it no longer has any hold over you. You are no longer bound by the past, no longer imprisoned by the chains that once defined you. You are free. And the warmth that lies ahead is proof of that. With the last of your strength, you push forward, each step a testament to the resilience inside you. You're almost there. The light is just ahead, and as you reach it, the warmth surrounds you like a blanket. You step into the light, into the warmth, and feel the relief of finally arriving. The cold that has followed you for so long is gone. You are home, and you are free. You've made it. You have reached the light, the freedom that awaited you, and now you can rest. The journey is over, and you are free. As you approach, something shifts within you. Your body may be tired. Your legs may be heavy, but your spirit grows stronger with every step. The light ahead is no longer just a distant dream. It's a tangible thing, something real and within reach. Hope, once a flickering flame, now burns fiercely inside you. It burns through the pain, through the exhaustion. It lights your way, guiding you toward freedom. It's a quiet strength, but it's powerful, more powerful than the cold, than the darkness, than the miles you've already traveled. You pause for a brief moment, your eyes fixed on the light ahead. The world around you is still cold and desolate, but in this moment there is warmth. It is a warmth you can feel deep in your heart, the warmth of knowing that everything you've endured has brought you to this point. The journey may have been long, but the end is near. And as you look toward the light, you know that freedom is waiting. It's waiting for you, and it is as much a part of you now as the blood in your veins. You've carried it with you this way. The cold still bites at your skin, the wind whipping through your clothes, but it no longer has the same power over you. With each step, the light ahead grows more real, more tangible, like it's calling to you, urging you forward. The darkness that once felt so overwhelming now seems distant, fading away as you draw closer to the beacon of warmth. The harshness of the world around you becomes insignificant, drowned out by the fire burning inside you. Hope, once a fragile ember, now blazes fiercely, filling every fiber of your being with strength. You can feel it now, the shift, the change within you. The weight of your body may feel heavy, your legs sore and tired from the long journey, but your spirit rises with every step. You are no longer just walking. You are moving towards something, something real, something that promises release. The miles, the hunger, the cold, all of it becomes a distant memory, fading with each passing moment. All that matters is what lies ahead, just beyond the horizon. The light, the freedom is almost within your grasp. As you push forward, your steps grow steadier. The trembling in your hands, the exhaustion in your muscles begins to fade. The pain is still there, but it no longer controls you. Your heart beats faster now, a steady rhythm that echoes the urgency you feel within. The light pulls you, and the distance between you and it grows smaller with each footfall. You look down at your feet as you walk. The snow is less harsh now, more manageable. Each step feels more purposeful, as if the ground itself is offering support, willing you to keep going. Your body moves on its own, driven by something far stronger than fatigue. Your soul knows what it's been waiting for, and now it's almost within reach. The cold wind no longer stings your face like it once did. Instead, it feels like it's pushing you forward, propelling you toward the light. It whispers in your ear, encouraging you to keep going, to not stop now when you're so close. The darkness, once overwhelming and suffocating, is now merely a shadow retreating in the face of the light you're walking toward. And then a thought crosses your mind. You've come so far. You've endured more than you thought possible. The journey has been long, but you haven't turned back. And in this moment, you realize that the strength you've carried all along was never just about the distance or the struggle. It was about what you carry within you. It was about the promise of freedom, a promise that has kept you moving through the worst of it, through the nights when hope seemed lost and the cold seemed endless. The light ahead flickers brighter now, no longer just a glimmer in the distance, but something more, something real, a warm golden glow that makes the darkness seem trivial in comparison. You feel it in your chest, this warmth that spreads outward, filling you with a peace you haven't known in so long. It's a peace that tells you you've made it. The light is no longer distant. It is now something you can reach out and touch. But even as the light draws closer, something else happens. The weight of your past, of everything you've left behind, seems to fade. The past, the pain, the darkness, it falls away piece by piece until it is nothing more than a shadow in the distance. You realize now that it was never the journey that mattered most. It was the movement forward, the refusal to stop, the strength to keep walking, even when you couldn't see the end. The light isn't just a destination, it's a symbol. It represents everything you've fought for, everything you've dreamed of. The warmth it promises is not just physical, it's the warmth of hope, of new beginnings, of the freedom you've longed for. You're not just walking toward a village, a place of safety. You're walking toward the life you were always meant to live, a life of peace, a life of freedom. With a deep breath, you take one final step into the light. The cold is gone. The darkness is gone. You are enveloped in warmth, not just from the fire you can now see in the distance, but from something much deeper, a sense of arrival. The journey, the hardship, the suffering, it was all worth it. The weight on your shoulders, the pain in your legs, the heartache of the past, all of it fades away as you step into the light, into this new chapter of your life. You pause, allowing the warmth to wash over you. The exhaustion hits you like a wave, and for the first time, you feel yourself sink into the comfort of safety. But this time, it's not a burden. This time, you allow yourself to rest. You've earned it. You've fought for it, And now you can finally breathe knowing that the journey has ended and that the future, the freedom that you've dreamed of, is here. The world around you is full of light now, full of warmth. You can hear voices, the gentle hum of people moving about, of life, continuing, of people who understand the road you've walked. They are free, just like you. They've made it too. And in that moment, you realize that you're not just in a place. You're part of a story that continues to unfold, a story of survival, of hope, of triumph. You stand there for a moment, taking it all in. The quiet, the warmth, the sense of peace that settles into your chest. You've made it. The light you followed is now your reality. And everything that once seemed impossible, everything that once tried to break you, is now nothing more than a distant memory. The cold, the darkness, the fear, they are gone. And as you stand there, feeling the weight of everything you've endured, finally lift, you know that the journey you've just completed has changed you. You are not the same person who began this path. You are stronger. You are free. And the future, whatever it may hold, is yours to create. You have reached the light, and it is everything you hoped for. It is everything you deserve. The long road is behind you, and ahead there is only the promise of a new life, a new beginning, and the freedom you fought for. And in the glow of that light, you find your home. You begin walking faster now, the light so close you can almost feel it. Every step becomes easier, the weight of your body lightening your legs, moving more fluidly. The pain that had seemed insurmountable fades, replaced by a surge of strength you didn't know you had. The closer you get to the light, the stronger the feeling of freedom becomes. It's not just a destination. It's a transformation. You can feel it in your chest, in the way your heart beats faster as the warmth of the light envelops you. Each step forward is a step toward the person you were always meant to be, the person who would no longer be defined by the chains of the past. The final stretch of the journey feels different now. The darkness, the cold, the uncertainty, they no longer matter. The light ahead is all that exists, and you are walking toward it. You feel the burden of the past, the pain of the journey melting away with every step. You are no longer just surviving. You are living, and you are free. As you continue to move forward, you feel a shift within you, as though your very essence is transforming with every step. The weight that once pressed so heavily on your chest, the exhaustion that had drained your every ounce of energy, is slipping away like water through your fingers. Your legs feel lighter, now moving effortlessly, no longer weighed down by the miles you've walked. The stiffness that had once gripped your body fades, and in its place is a fluid motion, a sense of freedom you've never felt before. The pain that had consumed your every step, the searing ache in your muscles, is now a distant memory. It's as if the closer you get to the light, the more you shed the remnants of your old self, the tired, broken person who was bound by fear and circumstance. With each step, you're shedding the weight of the journey and becoming something new. The transformation is not just physical, it's deep within you, in the very core of who you are. As you draw closer to the light, your heart begins to race. It beats faster, not out of fear, but with anticipation. You can feel the warmth now, not just in the air around you, but in your chest, filling you with a sense of peace and joy you had long forgotten. The light, which had once seemed like an impossible dream, is now tangible, and you can almost feel it embracing you. It's as if the light itself is guiding you, pulling you toward it, reminding you that you've made it, that all the struggles, all the pain have brought you to this exact moment. Each step forward now feels more powerful than the last, and with every movement, you're stepping closer to the person you were always meant to be. The person who is no longer defined by the past, by the chains that once held you. You are walking toward the future, toward the life you've dreamed of, and it's no longer a distant, unattainable vision. It's real, and it's yours. The darkness behind you no longer seems threatening. The cold that once seemed unbearable is now insignificant, powerless against the warmth that surrounds you. The uncertainty that plagued you on this journey has disappeared, replaced by a deep knowing you are almost there. You are on the edge of something beautiful, something freeing. With each step, the burden of the past begins to melt away. The weight of those long, painful days, the fear, the sorrow, the doubt, they are no longer yours to carry. You no longer need to survive. You're not just pushing through the darkness anymore. You're stepping into the light. The transformation is complete. You have lived through it all, and now you are living for the future. You are free. The light ahead no longer feels like a destination, but like the beginning of something new. Your heart is full, not with the exhaustion of survival, but with the joy of living, the joy of freedom. You've made it. You have crossed the threshold, and as you step fully into the light, you feel the weight of everything you've left behind dissolve into the warmth that now surrounds you. You are no longer just surviving. You are thriving. You are no longer bound by the chains of the past. You are free to be who you were always meant to be. The journey, the pain, the struggle, they have all led you here and now. As you stand in the light, you understand it was worth every step. This is the life you were meant to live, the life you have fought for, and now you are free to begin it. And then finally you arrive. The light, once a distant glimmer, now surrounds you. It's brighter than you could have imagined, warmer than you thought possible. The warmth touches your face, your hands, your very soul, and you feel it freedom. You stand there for a moment, just taking it in. The warmth, the peace, the sense of release that floods through you. The cold that had followed you for so long no longer has a hold on you. The journey, the struggle, the pain, all of it has led you here. You realize that in this moment, you are no longer who you were when you first set out. You are someone new, someone who has endured, who has fought, and who has triumphed. The past is behind you, and the future, though unknown, is filled with possibilities. In the glow of the light, you feel the weight of the world lift off your shoulders. For the first time in a long time, you can breathe deeply without fear. The light is not just the end of your journey, it is the beginning of something new. And as you stand there, free at last, you know this: your journey was worth every step. And then finally, you arrive. The moment you've been walking toward for so long through all the darkness, the cold, the aching, and the fear. You step into the light, and it envelops you in warmth, like nothing you've ever felt. It's brighter than you imagined, more radiant than you could have dreamed. It's not just the physical warmth that touches your skin. It's something deeper, something that moves through you like a river of light, washing away the years of hardship, the wounds, the memories that once held you captive. This is what you've been fighting for. The warmth touches your face, your hands, your very soul. You stand there for a moment, unable to move, just absorbing it all. You close your eyes and let the heat spread through you. You feel it seep into your muscles, your bones, loosening the tension you didn't realize you were still carrying. The cold that had followed you for so long, that had been a constant companion, no longer has a hold on you. It is gone, fading into the past, swallowed up by the light that surrounds you. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, you can breathe. The deep, full breath of someone who is no longer running, no longer fighting just to survive. It is the breath of someone who has arrived, who has crossed the threshold into something new. Your lungs expand with a fullness you forgot was possible, as if the very air around you has changed, filling you with life, with possibility. The journey, the struggle, the pain, all of it has led you here. You feel the weight of it lift off your shoulders, a burden you've carried for so long now gone. The path behind you, long, hard, and filled with obstacles, seems like another lifetime. You've come so far, and here, in the warmth of the light, you can finally feel what it means to be free. You realize in this moment that you are no longer the person you were when you first set out. You are someone new, someone who has endured, someone who has fought, someone who has triumphed. You are not the same person who once carried the weight of fear and uncertainty on your shoulders. You are not the person who lived in the shadow of oppression, in the darkness of doubt and despair. The person you were before the one who was bound by chains, both seen and unseen, no longer exists. That version of yourself is now a distant memory, as fleeting as the cold wind that once chased you. You are someone different now. You are the person who walked through the storm and emerged on the other side, stronger, freer, and more whole. The past is behind you, and in its place lies a future full of possibilities, possibilities that were once out of reach, but now lie open before you like an unmarked road, waiting for you to walk down it. As you stand in the glow of the light, you realize that this is not the end of your journey. No, this is just the beginning. The light that now surrounds you is not just the end of your hardships, it's the beginning of something far greater. It's the beginning of your new life. A life that is yours to shape, to define. The weight of your past, the burdens you carried, the fears that once held you captive, they are no more. And in their place, there is nothing but freedom. For the first time, you understand what true freedom feels like, not the kind that comes with the absence of chains, but the kind that comes from the absence of fear. You are no longer afraid of what lies ahead, of the uncertainty that once loomed over you like a dark cloud. You've walked through the darkness, and now, with the light shining on you, you know that there is nothing left to fear. As you stand there, you take it all in. The warmth of the light, the peace that settles around you, the overwhelming sense of release that floods through your chest. For the first time in a long time, you feel truly at peace. The stillness around you isn't oppressive. It's calming, soothing, like a gentle embrace. You realize that the struggle was worth it. Every step, every painful moment, every lonely night, it all led you here. You are finally free. And in this moment, standing in the glow of that light, you understand that it was never just about reaching the end. The journey with all its trials was what shaped you. It was the struggle that brought you here, the hardship that made you who you are. Without the cold, without the pain, without the nights spent in uncertainty, you would not be the person you are now. You would not know the depth of your own strength, the power of your own resolve. The light that surrounds you is a reflection of that strength, a testament to the battles you fought and won. It is not just a place of safety, but a place of transformation. Here, in the warmth, you feel a shift within you, a quiet realization that you are no longer bound by the person you were. You are free to be who you have always been meant to be. The journey you've just completed has forged a new path for you, and as you stand in the light, you know that the future holds endless possibilities. As you look around, you see others in the distance also standing in the light. They too have made the journey. They too have crossed the same path. felt the same cold, the same fear. But they have made it. They are free. And as you join them, you realize that freedom is not just an individual experience, it is a collective one. You are not alone here. You are part of a community, a new family bound not by the chains of the past, but by the shared experience of overcoming, of triumphing, of becoming who you were always meant to be. For the first time, you feel at home. The warmth that surrounds you is not just the light, it is the love. The understanding, the shared connection with those around you. You have fought for this moment, and now you are here. You have found the peace you so longed for, and with it, the freedom to live, to thrive, to be. You take a deep breath, and as you do, you feel something shift inside you. It's as though a weight has been lifted from your chest, as though the very air around you is infused with new life. You know that the road ahead is yours to walk, that the future is wide open, and that you can face it without fear. You've made it. You are free. And as you stand there, in the light, you smile. The journey was long, but it was worth every step. You are no longer who you were. You are someone new, someone stronger, someone free. And this is just the beginning. When you finally step onto the soft earth, the ground that marks the end of the journey, you pause. The soil beneath your feet feels different, freer somehow, like it holds no weight, no chains. For the first time, the earth beneath you is no longer a place of confinement or labor, but a place of possibility, of new beginnings. As you stand there, taking in the land that is now yours to walk, you realize something important. This is not the end of your journey. The journey didn't end when you crossed the threshold of freedom. It only began anew. The struggle, the pain, the long days of uncertainty, they have shaped you, but they have not defined you. Now, you are standing on free soil, and that soil represents not just the conclusion of one chapter, but the opening of another. Your heart swells with an overwhelming sense of peace. You have made it, yes, but in many ways, the real story is only just beginning. The path ahead is unmarked, untouched, and yours to claim. You are free, and with that freedom comes a world of possibilities. You take a deep breath, feeling the air fill your lungs, knowing that you are not bound by the chains of the past anymore. You are bound only by your own will, and that in itself is powerful. The weight of everything you've endured, the cold nights, the endless days of walking, the fear, the uncertainty begins to dissipate with each breath you take. As you stand on the earth that now welcomes you, you realize that the chains you once carried are not just physical. They were mental, emotional, tied to the past, and now you've broken free of them all. There is a sense of lightness that fills you, not just from the absence of the cold, but from the release of everything that once held you back. The land before you stretches wide and open, the possibilities endless, and the uncertainty of the future which once seemed so daunting, now feels full of opportunity. You feel the soil beneath your feet solid and real, grounding you in the present moment. This is no longer a place of fear, of running, of hiding. This is your place now. This is a place where you can finally breathe without fear of what will come next. And as you stand there, you understand something profound. This is not the end of your journey. It is a new beginning. The journey that led you here through pain, struggle, survival was necessary, but it was only the preparation for the path ahead. The future is not just an extension of the past, it is something entirely new. You are no longer defined by where you came from. You are defined by where you are going. For the first time in what feels like forever, you have the freedom to decide what that journey will look like. The past is no longer a shadow hanging over you. It's something you've left behind. You are standing on free soil, and it holds nothing but possibility. The wind blows gently around you, the air fresh and crisp, and with it comes a sense of clarity that has eluded you for so long. You are free to choose your next step, to create the life you've always dreamed of, but never thought possible. Your heart is full, full of gratitude, full of hope, and full of a quiet, powerful certainty that the best is yet to come. The challenges you've faced, the pain you've overcome, have all shaped you into the person you are now, a person who knows the value of freedom, the cost of survival, and the beauty of a new beginning. You've learned that no matter how dark the night, no matter how cold the winter, the dawn always comes, and with it, a new day, a new opportunity. You take another deep breath, letting the air fill your lungs completely. It's the first time you've been able to take a full breath without feeling constricted by fear, by the weight of the past, or the uncertainty of the future. This is the first moment where you truly feel the freedom you've longed for. It's not just the absence of chains, it's the ability to breathe, to live, to walk with purpose into the unknown. And as you stand there grounded in the moment, you know that this freedom is not something that's been handed to you. It's something you've earned, something you've fought for with every ounce of your being. The road ahead may still be unknown, but you have the strength to face it. You've walked through darkness and emerged into the light. You've faced the impossible and triumphed. There is nothing that can stop you now. The earth beneath your feet is solid. The air around you is full of potential. The light of the future shines bright in front of you, and with each step you take, you're walking toward that light, toward the life you were always meant to lead. It may be a new path unmarked and untrodden, but it is yours to carve, yours to claim. As you continue to stand there, taking in the beauty of the world around you, a sense of peace washes over you. The journey has been long, the road hard, but the end was worth every step. And now, with freedom in your grasp, you are ready for what comes next. You've triumphed. You are free, and this is only the beginning. As you stand there, absorbing the stillness around you, something shifts. The horizon begins to lighten. The first rays of dawn break through the night sky, casting a soft glow over everything. It's the first light of a new day, the first light you've ever seen in this new world, and with it comes a sense of rebirth. For so long, the darkness seemed endless, the cold, unyielding the journey almost too difficult to bear. But now, as the light spreads across the sky, you realize that this is the dawn of a new life. The winter that once seemed harsh and relentless, a force that tested your strength, is now just a part of the past. It was the catalyst for change, the first step towards something greater. The warmth of the light begins to touch your skin, chasing away the chill that had settled in your bones. It's not just the physical warmth you feel. It's the warmth of hope, of promise. It's the understanding that everything you've gone through, the cold, the struggle, the pain, was worth it because it has brought you here to this moment of renewal. The world is beginning anew, and so are you. As the first rays of the sun stretch across the horizon, you stand there in awe, watching the sky slowly transform. The darkness, which had been so all-encompassing for so long, begins to fade away, replaced by the soft light of a new day. It feels as though the very world is awakening, stretching toward the warmth of the sun. For the first time in so long, you feel as though the weight of the night is lifting, giving way to something fresh, something full of potential. The cold, once so relentless, no longer has the same grip on you. It retreats, leaving you with only the memory of its chill. The warmth of the light gently touches your skin, not just in the way the sun warms your face, but in the deeper, more profound way that a new beginning touches your soul. It is as if the very light is breathing life back into you, filling you with something more than just physical warmth. It fills you with hope. The hope that the struggles of the past were not in vain, that they have brought you to this very moment, this new beginning. As the light grows stronger, you feel a sense of peace settling over you. The winter, which once seemed to stretch on forever, has come to an end. The trials you faced, the battles you fought against the cold, the exhaustion, the isolation, all of it now seems like a distant memory, fading into the background as the warmth of the new day wraps around you. The darkness of the past is gone, replaced by a world that is bathed in light, full of new opportunities. The first rays of dawn are not just a physical phenomenon. They represent a deeper change within you. You feel the stirrings of something new within yourself, a sense of rebirth, of renewal. The person who set out on this journey, weary, uncertain, and full of fear, is no longer the person standing here now. You are stronger. You are freer. You are someone who has survived the storm and emerged into the light. Someone who has been transformed by the journey, who has come out of the darkness with new strength. You realize as the sun rises higher that the journey itself was never just about reaching a destination. It was about what you became along the way. Each step you took, every painful moment, every sacrifice, it all led you here. To this new life, to this new beginning. You no longer see the world through the lens of struggle and fear. You see it through the lens of hope and possibility. The world around you is waking up just as you are. The land, once barren and harsh now, seems to bloom in the light. The snow, which seemed to stretch on endlessly, now glistens with the promise of new growth. It's as if the earth itself is being reborn just like you. The possibilities are endless now. The future, once uncertain, now feels wide open, a canvas ready to be filled with whatever you choose to paint on it. As you stand there, taking in the beauty of the moment, you understand something profound. The winter, with all its cold and hardship, was not just something to endure. It was the catalyst for this transformation. It was the challenge that forced you to become someone stronger, someone capable of surviving anything. And now, in the warmth of the dawn, you realize that the struggle was never about survival alone. It was about becoming, about shedding the layers of fear, pain, and doubt, and stepping into the light of who you were always meant to be. You are no longer the person who began this journey. That person was bound by the weight of the past, by the chains of circumstances. But now, standing in the light of a new day, you are free. Free to live, free to dream, free to walk forward into whatever life has in store for you. The warmth that surrounds you is not just the light of the sun, but the warmth of possibility, the warmth of knowing that you have the power to shape your future, to choose the path that lies ahead. With the rising sun, you take a deep breath, letting the air fill your lungs, fresh and full of life. You've made it through the cold. You've survived the darkest of nights. And now you stand at the beginning of something new. The struggles you've endured, the pain you've felt, they are now behind you. You have emerged from the darkness, and in its place, there is light, there is hope, there is freedom, and you are ready to embrace it all. As the dawn breaks fully and the warmth of the day begins to settle in, you step forward, your heart light, your spirit full. The world ahead is full of promise. The future is waiting for you to step into it, to claim it as your own. And with each step you take, you know that the past no longer has a hold on you. You are free. You are reborn. You are ready for the next chapter, for the new beginning that the light has promised. The cold is gone. The darkness has faded. The light of a new life is here, and it is yours. You take another deep breath, feeling the crisp morning air fill your lungs once again. This time, the air feels different, richer, fresher, more alive than it ever did before. It is as though you've inhaled not just the coolness of the morning, but the very essence of the future, the endless possibilities that now lie before you. The weight of the journey that has defined you for so long, every step, every moment of pain, every lingering fear is gone. It has evaporated with the morning mist, leaving behind only the promise of a new day of freedom. The land ahead of you is vast, stretching out like a canvas waiting to be painted with your new story. You have come through the cold, through the uncertainty, and now you stand at the precipice of something remarkable. This place, this moment, is the beginning of everything you've dreamed of, everything you fought for. The horizon, once just a faint idea in the distance, is now full of clarity and promise. The future is yours to create, shaped by your own hands, your own choices, and your own strength. As you stand there, the first rays of the sun finally push through the clouds, bathing the earth around you in a soft, golden light. It's not just the physical warmth that you feel, but something deeper, something in your chest that grows with each passing second. You feel the warmth of the dawn, not just on your skin, but inside of you, filling the empty spaces that once held fear and doubt. The warmth of the sun is the warmth of hope, of renewal, of the new start you've been given. The journey has not been easy. The long, dark nights, the cold that gnawed at your bones, the uncertainty that shadowed every step those days are behind you. You've triumphed over them, not just by surviving, but by growing, by becoming someone capable of more than you ever imagined. The struggle has shaped you into something stronger, something resilient, something unbreakable. You have learned that even the harshest winters, even the coldest nights, can only last so long. Eventually, the dawn breaks. Eventually, the warmth returns. And when it does, you are ready to embrace it fully. You stand tall now, your heart full of the strength you never knew you had. The world around you is no longer a place of struggle and fear. It's a place of opportunity, a place where you can truly begin to live. The land before you, the future before you is wide open, and you are free to walk it however you choose. The freedom you've found is not just the absence of chains, but the presence of possibility. The possibilities are endless, and with them, the opportunity to build the life you've always dreamed of. In this moment, you realize how far you've come, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. The past, with all its pain and hardship, has been a necessary part of your journey, but it no longer defines you. You are not the person you were when you first began this path. You are not bound by fear, by suffering, or by the limitations of the past. You are free, and with that freedom comes the power to shape your destiny. You take a final glance at the landscape ahead of you. The earth beneath your feet is solid, real, and yours to explore. The world is no longer an oppressive place full of barriers and obstacles. It is a canvas, and you are the artist. You are the one who decides what comes next. The future is open to you now, full of color, full of life, full of hope. And you know that you are ready for whatever comes. As the sun continues to rise, its warmth spreading across the land, you feel the last remnants of doubt and fear slip away. They have no place here anymore. The struggle, the hardship, they were part of the process, part of your growth. But they are not who you are now. Now, you are someone who knows the value of freedom, who understands the true power of hope. Now, you are someone who can walk forward into the unknown without fear, because you know that no matter what the future holds, you have the strength to face it. And with that thought, you allow yourself to rest. Your body, your mind, and your heart are ready for peace. You have walked through the cold, the darkness, and the uncertainty, and now you stand in the warmth of a new day. You have earned this moment of rest, and as you close your eyes, you feel the promise of a new beginning wrapping around you. The warmth is not just the sun's, it is the warmth of your own spirit, your own strength, your own freedom. Good evening. Let the peace of this moment settle in your heart. Know that no matter how cold the winter may be, a new beginning always lies ahead. Rest now knowing that you are free. Tomorrow is yours to shape, yours to live. And when you wake, you will rise with the dawn, ready to embrace the new day that awaits.